like the video.
One of my biggest pet peeves is people who can't admit that they've taken an L. Like, it drives me crazy. I believe one of the best qualities a human being can have is screwing up and then being able to admit that they screwed up. Saying, yeah, I handled that wrong. I messed up. Some people are just incapable of that. And I cannot associate with it or endorse it or be a fan of it at all. Drake did this in The Heart Part 6. Like, oh yeah, we fed you fake information so you could beat me in a rap battle. Trump, to this day, still won't say that he lost the last election. You're not the what do you think? You lost. Kanye is like, oh yeah, I lost $1 billion on purpose with the Adidas deal. Oh, I was just trying to prove a point with the whole slavery is a choice and I love Hitler stuff. You know, I have no regrets about any of that. Like, what? Like, even J. Cole coming out and saying that when he dropped 7 Minute Drill, he's like, you know what? I didn't even really feel that in my heart. Like, I don't really believe any of the stuff that I was saying. Like, I love this guy. He's a great rapper. Why would I diss him? It may have seemed lame at the time, but over time, every time another diss track dropped, people were like, J. Cole was right. He was right that he didn't want to do this. But then he walks it back with Port Antonio. Revisionist history. Like, no, I never actually made any mistakes. As far as I'm concerned, I never even released a diss track. Everybody was out here just trying to get money and clicks. You know, from the commentators to Kendrick and Drake. They felt like they had to prove this point of who was the best, and they were willing to do whatever to do. And it's just like, dude,
You tried, you failed.
it's over. Like, leave it alone. Like, you already admitted that you were wrong. And I just think that, like, these are qualities of the worst types of people. But today we're here to talk about KSI. KSI is trying to convince you that after a month straight of people telling him, hey, lean into the joke, lean into the meme, embrace what's happening, embrace the fact that people are hating on the song. Now he's like, oh, guys, by the way, I was just embracing the fact that people hated the song. I was just pretending to be upset. No. Okay, I would have had more respect for you if you were actually upset that people didn't like something that you put a lot of work into and just said, I'll do better next time. But today we're going to break down this clip and talk about why I cannot be a KSI fan anymore. And I honestly don't think you should be either. He's a dishonest person and he's willing to do anything in order to, I don't know, get a check from Atlantic Records? Like, what? Derapy. The last time I talked about KSI, we were talking about how he was on Aiden Ross's live stream, and he was very obviously upset about the fact that people were referring to his song as a meme song instead of, you know, a song that actually has artistic merit that should be taken seriously. And as ridiculous as I thought he sounded on that stream, I talked to my brother after I put out that episode. We have great conversations about pretty much every podcast that I put out and kind of just like extrapolating on the concepts that I touched on in the episode. And we kind of came to the conclusion that, like, in a way, it is kind of unfortunate that KSI tried to put out what he thought was a serious song and people were viewing it as a meme song. And even though KSI was having a hard time handling the fact that people just didn't like the song, I can at least respect the fact that he was willing to stand on the fact that it is a serious song and I would like for people to just like it. Like, it's a banger, even though I don't think it's a banger. I listened to it this morning. Like, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. It's just not very good. But he's trying to now say that this was all a part of some master plan. We're going to listen to this clip.
Because I had a single coming out, I was like, oh my God, I can just use this as a way to market my song. Bro. I can use all this hate, all this attention, and just drive it to people going to my song.
We've already spoke about all this because we've been shooting Prime stuff all day.
Yeah.
But I told you that I've always said that attention is the currency.
Yes.
But I don't always practice what I preach.
Yeah.
You really practice.
Well, that's what
I don't care. I love how Logan Paul is like, I always said that attention is the currency, but I don't always practice what I preach. Says the guy that literally filmed a dead body for views and clicks and money and uploaded it to YouTube. It was literally up for like a day before it even got taken down. Yeah, I don't usually practice what I preach. I just don't do stuff for the sake of views and clicks. What? I actually recorded almost an entire episode talking about how stupid Logan Paul is because literally when his fiance, girlfriend, partner, wife, whoever, baby mama was giving birth to his first child, He's in the delivery room with their stupid new Lunchables ripoff, okay? Oh, I don't practice what I preach when it comes to really leaning in to doing whatever it takes to market a product. Bozo, you're both absolute jokesters, and you're liars.
For me, I've been doing this for so long, so, you know, I've been loved, I've been hated, I've been wherever in between. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Let me just embrace this. Like, you know, I put the song out and it was just getting a ton of hate. People were clowning on it. And, you know, I know the song is good, but I know a lot of people, you know, are just going to jump on the trend. A lot of people are sheep. They're just going to follow and just do whatever they want to do. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me just lean into this and be pissed off, angry.
So just to be clear, KSI is saying that he was simply just pretending to be angry, and everything that he's done in the past few weeks was just in service of marketing the song. Let me play this clip for you, and let me just ask you honestly, does this sound like he's being genuine, or if he's just marketing the song by pretending to be upset? Just listen to this, okay?
Are you really that pressed over it being a meme, or
Yes.
Why are you?
Because it's my music, Bo. I don't think you understand. When you spend your time hours in the studio working on beats, working on music, working on lyrics to make sure you have the best of the best, and you release that into the world, and people then go, ass, I'm gonna die. But by the way, KSI song's playing. Let me pause that before I go back to dying again. Like,
KSI takes us behind the scenes into the hours and hours and hours long process of being in the studio, working on beats, working on lyrics, working on sounds, coming up with the harmonies and the post-production and all of this to make the best possible song, and then talking to Aiden about what it must feel like for people to talk about how it's a meme song and how people are pretending that the song is killing them, making their ears bleed, okay?
Breathe, brother.
That is a completely reasonable thing to like genuinely feel sympathy for somebody about. Like, I put a lot of work into these podcasts. If I put out an episode that I was really proud of, and the majority of the discourse surrounding it was that, like, it's a complete joke, I'm not even taking the show seriously, like, I want people to laugh at it and not laugh with me, it's like, yeah, I have the right to be upset about that. And I also think, like, my core audience, people that are really big fans of the show or care about me personally, would care to know how it was affecting me and would appreciate the vulnerability of me sharing that, especially on a show called Derapy. But for him to actually be like, no, I was just pretending to be upset about people hating my song, it literally means nothing to me. I feel like this is his way of saying, well, first of all, it's ultimate copium. Copium, first of all. But it's also like, so I was watching a video about this earlier. Shout out to More Pegasus. I just started watching his channel, and he's just pumping out videos about this KSI and Logan Paul stuff nonstop. And he mentioned a phrase or a piece of terminology called Schrodinger's idiot. And I kind of want to break it down for you. Schrodinger's idiot, someone who says really stupid things, then decides whether or not he was joking based on the reaction of the people around him. Who does that sound like? I had a similar theory about J. Cole, whereas I feel like if he put out 7-Minute Drill and literally everybody liked it, said he was winning the battle, and until Kendrick responded, J. Cole had a leg up on him, I don't think he would have deleted the song. I don't think he would have felt bad about it. I just don't believe that. I have nothing to prove that. All I'm saying is, that's just what I feel in my heart. But KSI has given us hard evidence. And unless you're trying to convince me that he is the greatest actor of all time and has been playing a bit for like 3 or 4 weeks now, I will say this. I do believe that he may have been playing up how upset he was in his own YouTube videos on his own channel. But he's openly also talking about how Atlantic Records, his team, his management, his label, somebody. First of all, terrible look for all of these people, by the way. Like, if you are signed to a record label and they are trying to force you to watch videos of people making fun of the music that they're paying you to make, like, what a terrible deal, by the way. And KSI's not doing them any more favors by coming out and publicly saying, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm not pissed off, by the way. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, dude. I think there was a point where he was genuinely upset, which is fine, by the way. Like, a completely normal reaction to have to you putting a lot of work into something and everybody literally laughing at you for it. I would be surprised if he didn't care at all. But now he's acting like, and now that the song is apparently charting, whatever that means, whoever cares about that, and by whoever I mean Atlantic Records, because I don't think any of KSI's fans, at least based on what I've been seeing in his comments, on his YouTube, on his Reddit, on his Twitter, on his Instagram, I don't think these fans are actually sitting around like, yeah, you guys hate the song, but just wait until we get these Billboard results or whatever. Like, who is this for? Wouldn't you like to make music that people like and don't make fun of? Wouldn't you like to live a life as a 30-plus-year-old where you don't have to lean into people laughing at you in order to be successful? I thought the goal was to make good music. And KSI, to his credit, at least, he's never stopped standing on business that he thinks it's a good song. But this whole, yeah, I was just pretending to be upset, dude, it's okay if you actually were upset. Now, the way in which you kept basically harassing Dan TDM and pretending to spiral, I don't think he was pretending to spiral off the Dan TDM thing. I think if Dan TDM was like, you know what, let's talk about this man to man, he would have, KSI would have had him on the Sidemen podcast or whatever. I think it did legitimately bother KSI that some guy like sniped him off of one tweet and everybody was dunking on him for it because the guy just went back to enjoying his life and his family. But there is proof that KSI was legitimately bothered, and it wasn't just for show, it wasn't just for promotion, because on the Sidemen podcast, which you have to like join some subscription-based service called Side Plus, I think, to even have access to, him and just his friends, like his closest friends, the Sidemen, are literally talking about things that happen off camera where they're joking about the song and mocking the lyrics, and he is not leaning into it at all. Like, he doesn't find it funny at all. So I think he is legitimately annoyed that people are not taking the song seriously, which again is fine. But him pretending like, no, it's fine. I was pretending. I was acting. I've been acting for a month to promote the song. I don't believe you. And I think that most people don't believe him. Like, if you go to clips on Twitter or X or whatever of him talking about how it was just this master plan, and Logan Paul and Logan Paul's number one yes men are just absolutely just doing flips on it, trying to like give him all types of praise. They're like, you had us fooled. We thought you were actually upset. You guys aren't as dumb as you sound, okay? You were right. He was upset. I just feel like it's important to document these things because people forget. Why was it important for me to go over that What's the Dirt apology? Because he ended up deleting it. People love to just throw rocks and hide hands. Whether it's for good or bad faith things, when it comes to the internet, people are always under the impression that if they just delete things or just pretend like it didn't happen, then people will forget. But I choose to document these things so that we don't. Same goes for Brad's taste in music. Same goes for Logan Paul, who was laughing about the fact that there is mold in their food product for children. I cannot make this up. I'm just going to let you listen to it. It actually, like, it made me physically ill because when you see these pictures of lunch, I don't even have to say allegedly there's mold in it, but I will anyway because Logan Paul loves suing people for no good reason. That's just a fact. That's already happened. But listen to Logan Paul laughing about the fact that this Lunchables ripoff has mold in the cheese.
Yeah, like I like my cheese moldy, bro.
KSI and Logan Paul are sitting around wondering, why are people hating on some YouTubers trying to make a food product? I don't understand what the problem is. Why does everybody hate us so much? This is one of the worst things I've ever heard a YouTuber say or do, and I'm not even being funny. This isn't about cringe song lyrics or one-sided Twitter beefs. This isn't about marketing or ads. This is a real health and safety risk. There are probably hundreds of thousands of packages of Lunchly all throughout the United States, okay? Mr. Beast is the #1 YouTuber in the world. He literally is telling hundreds of millions of people to give this to their children. And Logan Paul, the guy who is 1/3 of the operation, is literally laughing about the fact that there is mold in the product. Why doesn't anybody care about this? Like, these are bad people. Like, I am saying it. Logan Paul is a bad person, and KSI going into business with this guy who was laughing about their child audience eating mold, that makes him bad too. This is bad. KSI is trying to gaslight people into thinking that he wasn't all that upset. I think it makes him a pretty disingenuous human being and kind of a slave to Atlantic Records, and he's just like huffing copium like crazy, okay? It's a bad character trait to not be able to admit when you took an L, but it's not nearly as bad as putting out a bad food product, not caring about it, and like leading into a meme over people's children getting sick. That's all I wanted to say. If you are a KSI fan, what do you think about the theory that he's a marketing genius and he was never actually upset? Are you buying that? Please let me know if you made it this far. Like the video, consider supporting the channel for $1, becoming a member, or doing our $5 membership tier, becoming a certified Derapist and getting a shout out like this.
Listen here, yeah. Shout out to Logan Stratus, Awesome Amy, Simply Vibin, Luis Sanchez, Air Wallace, Matt Mahoric, Arkeo, Jackson Toro, Light Brown Recluse, RV Levius, Blackjack Gaming, Shaggy's Royal 999, Greenberg 305, Venomous, the absolute fucking worst, A Dizzle 921, Whiskey _ Zeus, Cuts by Reggie, Thomas the Dank Engine, High 3, Stout Shake Go, Nate Rubin, Rich Mixed, Agony, Emma McCoy, Messina DC, Frame Rate, On the Hunt Productions, Jordan, Dre Benoit, and Johnny Carwash. Thank you so much for being our valued certified therapist.
Love you. Mean it.
Enjoy the outro.
The beat is cooked, the beat is flames, and I don't bake. But girlies get the shaking moving when I sub up in the game. She looking, I'm the one to blame. Hate to say we not the same, but that's a lie. It is my pleasure, like it's Chick-fil-A, you lame.
Damn, son.
It just hit me, I'm that guy.
It's him.
Out here rocking green like I'm full of might. Easy money rapping like it's candy from a baby, but the candy more like chocolate. That's just how I'm feeling lately, man. I don't feel like I'm sour or I'm going through no patches. I'm just laughing, having fun, man. I'm snickering, I'm cackling. You would think I'm a witch, man. Always down to switch, man. Yes, indeed, I rap for fun, but it could be my niche, man. Feeling like a rich man who never saved $1, and I'm feeling kind of big for a man who could be taller.
Okay, there's really no reason to like make it a big deal that you're 5'6". Your driver's license actually says 5'7". You know what? You're big enough.
Keep on going like I'm Gohan. Yeah, you keep on listening, you a fan, want the whole song. Like football, I go long. These writtens have no wrongs. House of Dragon vibes, don't want to hear it, but I go strong.
Oh my god.
And I'm just getting started, dog. Been running the game like a starter dog. I can still go harder, y'all. Talking like I'm from the South. You would think I know something about cars, I'm a motor man.